Today's tea time topic is psychic whistleblowers. Now, I will say that I consider myself to be a psychic whistleblower. I didn't used to. In fact, I've slowly come out kind of the closet of my light work and my beliefs for over 10 years. I've been on YouTube 11 years now this January, and you can literally see my progression. I didn't even use the G word, God, in the first 2 years. It was all universe, and that was my psychic feeling of the world can't handle it. So I also was, getting to know my own abilities and not being an idiot and saying stuff that I wasn't certain of for a long time. But you can see that I've slowly opened up, and that it's not easy to be open about it, because a lot of scientists, a lot of people think you're crazy, and that's fine. But I do want to put out there, I think, the importance of sharing with the world your feelings. Forget psychic. Forget that you have a sense. Forget that you saw a dream. Forget any of that, okay? I think that's where we get caught up in the conversation. I think the way we psychic whistleblows, we say, I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about this, okay? That is enough to tell another human being that you feel something is off. We don't have to talk about if it was in a vision or it came up in a tarot spread or whatever, all right? But I do believe we need to psychic whistleblow. I think that, for instance, in World War II, Nazi Germany, there came this time where everyone was afraid to speak up about how they felt about the anti-Semitism, and the currents got away from them to where they were too afraid to speak up about how they felt about certain things. And we don't always have to come to a conclusion when we psychic whistleblow. In fact, that's really what I want to teach you. What's most important is that you say to another human being, I don't feel right about this. Why? I don't know. I just don't feel right about it. Now, what that does is send an energetic message to the politicians, to the leaders, to everyone out there who is, I think, sometimes trying to manipulate situations, that the masses are not happy. And not only does it send a message that the masses are not happy, they don't necessarily know what to do about it, because all you're saying is you don't feel good about it, right? It puts the power into, it's their problem to figure out why we don't feel good. Now, this is something I teach in personal relationships too. A lot of times personal relationships get caught up in he said, she said, and then you said this way and this way. And all that banter goes away when you just talk about your feelings and go, you know what, I don't feel good about this. I don't know why. Now, another person goes, well, you have to feel good. Well, right there, that's a totalitarianism right there, right? That's a dictator right there. Anyone who tells us how we have to feel is clearly trying to take away our human rights to feel how we want to feel, right? So when you bring it into the context of emotion, it's very difficult for people to argue with you. And when people feel that you do feel that way, it's even more powerful. And that's the other aspect I want to bring up. Emotions are telepathic. Science will one day realize that our feelings connect to other people's feelings, and it's our feelings that do most of the communicating. So when you say how you feel about something, and you psychic whistleblow, like, I feel something's off here, I feel something's off here, what you're doing is you are communicating a feeling that you have, and a lot of times people around you have the same feeling, but they were afraid to speak up, they thought something was wrong with them, blah-de-de, blah, blah. Now, in this whole psychic whistleblowing topic, I think right now it is incredibly important for people to be talking about their feelings about the elections, politics, everything that's going on. Because I'll tell you, as a psychic whistleblower, there seems to be a very dark plot to take over a lot of our power in this country. I can psychically feel this plot, and I don't know who's behind it, but I feel it, and I feel it strong. And I feel they feel they're getting away with it because I feel they feel that we're not noticing. All right? So a couple of things that are not good as far as what I see coming up, and I don't want to be negative, I want to be positive. I want to offer the solutions here, not to add any fear. Here's the first very dangerous thing. The American election right now is based on fear, 100%. You're either afraid of one candidate or you're afraid of another. Now, that is a very bad situation for spiritual growth, because it means that we are building our life based on fear. And we have built our life based on fear before, but not this directly. This is, to me, very, very dangerous. It doesn't feel right. Now, do I know the solution? No, but I know I feel I'm not happy with what I am feeling. I don't feel it feels like it's going in the right direction. I don't feel it is being corrected, and I feel we need to all speak up about it. I also think you should speak up about how you feel about everything, friend. You know, it's real hard to blame someone for how they feel, like I said. You can get into the arguments of GMO or non-GMO. You can get into the arguments of to vaccinate or not vaccinate. But when you post something that says, I don't feel safe with vaccinations, what are they going to say? You should feel? Again, someone's going to dictate how you feel. So by putting our feelings out there, by being empowering our own feelings, you are psychic whistleblowing, because psychic energy is in our emotional empath nature, and people just need others to feel they're not crazy. That's the basis of my whole show, is to share all my loony stuff so you don't feel so crazy, because I know I'm not alone in how I feel about many things. I'll end it with this because it's a weekend, not 3-day week, no, it's this weekend. Oh, it's a weekend show. And I'll say this, I think there's a lot of things we need to be feeling very seriously about. I very much feel there's going to be a financial major collapse coming up in this this autumn. And I've been feeling this for a long time. People go, when is it? I don't know. Again, I feel it. But what I encourage you is, if you feel anything is off, prepare for it. Don't ignore your feelings. You don't have to post on Facebook how you feel. You don't have to do anything. But you can prepare and put your life in a better position based on those sneaking feelings.